You're noticing the patterns. You're reflecting on how you feel about it. You're connecting it to yourself because this is your life. And you're noticing the pattern of how often this happens. When I get out of work, this is how I feel. Or this is what I want to do. Things like you're paying attention. Queens, it's very important for you to pay attention to you. It's very important for you to study you. You got to study you. Study you. I heard this great quote. I don't know who said it. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But the person said, be so focused on self-improvement. Be so focused on self-improvement for yourself, working on you, that you have zero time to criticize others. Zero. Like you have no time. Hello. Welcome back to Powerfully Her. I'm so glad you are here. And in this episode, we're going to talk about reflection and connection, and the importance of reflection and connection, and how we need it. Hi, Queens. How's it going? How are you? Spear fingers. So, friend, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and we were referencing Bring It On, and we were doing spear fingers. That's too funny. But that's old school, But that's such a good movie. They tried one number 2, and I was like, no. I don't like when they try to do these do-overs, like when they did Mean Girls and all these. It's just whack. Like you can't like if they did a Friday, like a new one. Like you can't replicate certain things. You just can't. And it's like an innovation is like there's more creativity that exists. So let's go find it instead of just trying to recreate the wheel. Like no, those are great. Let's leave it where they are. Don't touch it. Yeah. But I digress. Hey, Queens, how's it going? How are you? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Look at the colors. I had these bright colors on the microphone before, but I changed it. But I like the color and the brightness, because I'm colorful, pretty animated. And, so I like to see the vibrancy and things. So, but on to the show. Episode 32. Boom, right? 32 episodes. That is so beautiful, so humbling. So I'm just grateful to God. Thank you. And to you too. Really thank you. And whether you're watching the shorts or you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, or you're watching on YouTube, wherever, I thank you. I thank you for commenting. I thank you for all of that. So I thank you and I see you. So thanks, Queens. All right, on with the show. Episode 32, reflection and connection. So the reason why that's the title is because sometimes in life, we don't have enough reflection. And when we don't have enough reflection, we're not able to see clearly, basically. Like there's no clarity. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You're not doing those things. Oh my God, my scarf is pretty tight right now. But see, I'm reflecting on, I feel that my scarf is tight. But it's important to know that we have to have reflection. We have to. And it helps us because we're able to see what we need to work on and what we're doing well. Because I don't ever want it to be, remember, I don't ever want it to be negativity. Like, oh my God, there's these things I need to work on. Oh, I suck, da-da-da. No, you're doing a lot of great things. Wonderful things. So that's not way heavy on the negativity. If anything, it's an area of opportunity, But the reflection, and there's a lot of good you do, so you're sweet. The reflection is reflecting on it's a rewind, restart, refresh, and restart, and that episode and things of that nature. We're just, it's a rewind. It's just a rewash. Like, let me just go through the things that happened today or with me. Let me see. Let me go through, and not everything. You don't need to be like 8:01 I woke up, 8:02 I this, 8:03, like not like that. Like I don't want it to be. Don't make it mechanic where and technical. Make it natural. All you're doing is you're just thinking about how you feel about your day, the things you said, the things you did, the things you wanted to say, the things you wanted to do. You're just reflecting. You're thinking. Reflection is really deep thinking on you, on your actions and what you need to work on. And you can reflect on others too. But it's about doing the self-work, right? And remember the episode prior, 31, where I said identity work. You're doing that identity work to say, wait a minute, I'm a queen. I'm 100% powerfully her. What are the things I need to work on? What's going on? What am I doing well? Oh, did I meet, you know what? I probably shouldn't have said that. I saw that person's face. Maybe we should go back and say, say something if maybe I said too much, or maybe the person's face lit up when I said how much I love their bag or something, like, reflection, thinking, deep thinking, right? Not in a way where it's going to be puzzling and it's going to trap you where you can't grow. That's not the reflection I'm talking about. The reflection is the clarity. Now, reflection and connection, they go hand in hand, because if you could deeply ponder on the things that you need to do, or the things you do well, the good thing, the wonderful things and the things you need to work on, and you pair that with how everything is coming from you, the universe. Remember, two worlds. The world is in me. And this is my center connector, my heart. Remember, this is the driving force. This beautiful heart is driving this, not the other way around. So we got to make sure this bad boy, this sweet baby, is in a good place. So therefore, once you pair your reflection and your connection, we're on the gold. We're on the gold, because you understand that everything comes from me. Everything comes from me. This is my universe, mind, body, and soul. Your universe, mind, body, and soul, yours, that God gave to you. He gave this to you for you to have the life you want, the life that He wants for you. And use your gifts. Make the world bright. Be that light. Just flourish. That's what you did. So that reflection and connection is they go hand in hand. Because when you have the reflection and the connection, you're able to see the patterns in your life. The patterns. You're able to see, you know what? When this person's around me, I feel this way. And perhaps I need to disengage. Right? You're reflecting on, you're thinking about, you know what? I notice how I am around this person. I don't feel that safe or comfortable around that person. I don't like how I am around this person. I need to step away. You're connecting that you recognize yourself in this environment, this situation around this person, how you don't feel secure, and how you have the power to withdraw from it. I need to get out of this. I need to step away from this because this is not good for me. And you notice the patterns. I notice that when these things happen, I notice when that happens. That is so important, because it allows you to carefully critique what you need to work on and what you do well. I notice that, you know what, when I'm in my car and, I don't want to hear any music, and I just decide, I really think about painting a lot. I really notice that, that's the one thing I just want to do so badly when I get out is paint. Not even sleep. I just want to paint. You're noticing the patterns. You're reflecting on how you feel about it. You're connecting it to yourself, because this is your life. And you're noticing the pattern, how often this happens. When I get out of work, this is how I feel. This is what I want to do. Things like you're paying attention. Queens, it's very important for you to pay attention to you. It's very important for you to study you. You got to study you. Study you. I heard this great quote. I don't know who said it, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but the person said, be so focused on self-improvement. Be so focused on self-improvement for yourself, working on you, that you have zero time to criticize others. Zero. Like you have no time. And I thought that was one of the best things I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot of great things. I'm sure you have too, Queen. But I was just like, that's true. That's true. Like, you think about it. If you are so, like, when you know you got a lot going on, you don't care other stuff is going on. You're like, I don't care. You're like, I'm busy. But when you're doing the work of self-improvement, because it's one thing to be busy and tired all the time, but when you're working on you, that's what I'm talking about. Because we don't want to just be busy. Everyone's busy. Just busy. But let's get the busy out. I know we have busy lives. We have things we have to do. That's what it is. But we have to have the self-improvement along with that. Because if we don't, it's just like you're in a maze, it's just like, oh, this is how it is. I'm just busy all the time. And this is life. You're not seeing the joy. You're not seeing the vibrancy. You're not seeing the beauty of what God has, because we're just busy, But when you have that self-improvement, we're starting to see the patterns. And reflection and connection, you're able to see the patterns, what you need to do to get yourself there, to get yourself to a place where you truly want to be. But you're connecting it. You're connecting, like, you know what? Maybe, like, it's so funny. If we were to ask ourselves in times of anger or frustration, if we could step outside of ourselves to see ourselves, will we truly be proud of ourselves? I just want you to think about that. I want you to really think about that, Queen. If you were at a moment where you were upset, and it could be valid, most times it is, but you step outside of yourself, would you be proud of yourself at that moment? Would you be pleased? Really think about that. And if the question is no, if the answer is no, that's a good thing, because that means that you're understanding and you recognize, you have that self-awareness that there's some changes I need to make. That's a good thing. It's a good thing when you realize there is work to be done with me. There's work to be done. There's stuff I have to work on. I got to work on me. And we're always going to have to work on ourselves. But it's one thing if you're like, I'm going to put myself to the test. I'm going to start studying me to work on the things I need to work on. That hits different, Queens. And that's a good thing. That's a tremendous thing. And that is something that we should all work hard doing, is doing those things. Have that reflection, have the connection, so we can notice the patterns in our lives. So the ones that are negative patterns, we can turn into positive patterns. So there'll be good habits. And then also, once you do the same thing, I want you, if you could step outside of your body and think of a moment when you did something incredibly well and how that made you feel, right? You're like, ooh, I'm proud to know her. I'm proud to be me. Yes, I did that, right? Look how you feel. You feel incredible. And that is what you want. It is. It's what you want. Another thing about episode 31 I meant to say about toxic environment is, if you, and this goes in a line, it all ties together, all the episodes, is the reflection and connection is, if you realize, when I'm talking about the leadership, the awful leadership that can happen sometimes in jobs, if you have a job where they're forcing you to stay late, you can't leave until the boss leaves, you got to get out of there. You have to get out of there. And I understand, again, I understand we have to make money, but that's not good for you. No one should be forcing you to stay at work because they said so, or threaten your job. What are we doing? This is not slavery, and slavery shouldn't even exist. This is not slavery, and slavery shouldn't exist. So we can't allow those things to happen. I don't care who it is. Oh, you need to stay late. Need? Who are you talking to? See, when that identity, Queens, this is a part of the reflection and the connection. No one should be talking all kinds of ways, saying whatever they want. You're like, I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna cool off real quick. Oh, you are not. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? So that's why it's so important for you, Queens, to understand the importance of reflection, connection, noticing the patterns, okay? And you can do it. I believe in you. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so, so proud of you. And I want you to know that you deserve, I say it all the time, an amazing life. You do, but you got to go for it. You got to go for it. And you can. You absolutely can, Queens. So this episode is going to be short and sweet. It's nothing going to be too lengthy. But I want you, and you need to remember who you are. Reflect on who you are. Make the connection. Everything comes from me. Connect the dots. The beautiful universe lives in me, and I deserve to have an incredible life. Notice the patterns in your life and the patterns that you need to break and the new ones you need to create. That's a bar. I'm going to say it again. Notice the patterns you need to break and notice the patterns you need to create. Ooh, that was so good. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Thank you, Allah. That was so good. Notice, alhamdulillah, notice, and I will say it slow. Notice the patterns that you need to break and the patterns that you need to create. Woo! And on that note, we are out. Yes, queens, just remember, you are much more powerful than you know. And greatness lives in you. So therefore, greatness lives in you and you come from greatness. And forever forward, never backwards. You're more than enough. You're worth more than gold. All the goodness. I could say this all day about you because it's true. And just remember also, it has to be you, queen. It has to be you to change your life for the better. You. Got to do the work. Listen, I am tired. I've got a lot going on and we all do, but I got to do it. I have to do it. And I love this podcast. I love it. Our days are full, all of it, everybody. But we have to commit to doing what's right for us to have the life that we want so we can break the patterns, right? To create you already saying it. All right, queens, till next time. Thanks.